Let us start. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kangsha Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute the Jagat Guru, the world teacher, Sri Krishna, who is the son of Vasudeva, and the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Jasoda, and the Supreme Lord of the universe. Om, peace, peace, peace. So we'll be starting today. It is called Skandha 2, 1. This volume 1 is going on. One Skandha, they call the one division is done. And now the second division started with its first chapter 1. But it is the prologue. What is there in the second Skandha of this Bhagavat? It is now very briefly described, and there is very worth description to know what is coming in this second skandha, second book. Book 1, second chapter, or you can say sub-chapter will come. So the second skandha, which is starting today, of Bhagavata, there are only 10 chapters. So this has 10 chapters, and each chapter has some verses. So it is one of its small divisions, but it is very significant from the point of view of the development of the Bhagavata literature. This spiritual literature which is known as Bhagavata, related to God, Lord Vishnu, Krishna, Narayan. This is very significant from that point. It may probably be the nucleus of the original Bhagavata. That means the key point of the entire Bhagavata, which came to be developed into the present text. This huge volume of Bhagavata has come. The nucleus is this second chapter. In chapter 8 of this skandha, Brahma is asking the Lord God, the Creator God, is asking Lord Vishnu, the Narayana, to give him some instruction so that would save him from the attachment while engaged in the work of creation. Because Brahma is the God of creator, so when he will start the creation work, quite likely that he will get attached. So he is asking Vishnu, please guide me. How can I work? I obey the order of creation, but I don't get attached. That's a very important point. Anything people create have a fascination to hold on. Anything I am doing for a long time, very difficult to give up. My. Even in monastic tradition, sometimes we see this. And Swedish night, it comes because of the alertness. Now it is Lord's work, I am only doing selflessly, niskama karma. So the Lord Brahma is also asking Mahavishnu, oh Lord, please I am doing, but how can I do it without attachment? So it's so serious. That's why even so many big guys get sunk into this attachment. Attachment is such a big thing. In reply, Mahavishnu gives the instruction contained in 4 famous verses of this second skandha, 9th chapter, verse 32, 35. 32, 33, 34, 35. These 4 verses, he gave the instruction what should be, how can we detach At the same time, you create. You become the creator of the whole universe. But creating that, you don't get attached. That's a very big job. People write one small article, and that also he writes, and anyone touches that, what? My copyright. Huh? So little painting, they put a corner name, my thing.
But you feel sad also, you write something and nobody reads.
And that's also true. That's also attachment. That's also attachment in one sense. A good attachment, because I have taken trouble to make some time and work on it and wrote something. No one cares. That means also my intention is people will care, reading, appreciating, or commenting. So that is very natural. It is not. This is the nature of creation. That's why Brahma is called the first God. That because even he's one, he knows and he's very aware of the problem. So how to avoid that? Which came to consider to be as the soul of the Bhagavata under the name Chatusloki Bhagavata. The entire Bhagavata is how many thousands of verses? It is called Chatusloki, 4 slokas of the second skanda, 9th chapter, verse number 32 to 35. What it says, the meaning has been given here. Just I quickly read that. Before creation, I alone was. There being no other of the nature of cause and effect different from me. So I was alone. I was the only reality. There is no cause of me. I am the primary cause. After the creative cycle ends also, I alone exist. I created, the creation was not there. And when it dies, I was before. And after this destruction, I will be there. It is my creation. So, this universe, which seems to have separate existence, is also myself deriving it substantially from me alone. Because what is this universe in the artwork? Every scratch in the, the brush, it is the artist. Artist is embedded into it. So in every creation, I am involved. But I really am not. I am separate from that. Before creation, the creation was not there, I was there. Now the creation is there, I am still there. And creation destroys, I will be there. So, and so when everything is dissolved in its cause, that is Mahapralaya, great dissolution, what remains is only capital M, myself. That is the verse number 32. We will read later on, afterwards. What is presented on the Atman without any substantial reality apart from it, and what fails to leave anything as residue apart from the Atman when it ceases to be presented, know that to be due to my divine power, Maya. So whatever you see, it is all my divine power, that is called Maya. Such presentation is like a reflection, totally dependent on the matrix, and like darkness, which leaves no residue when it dissolves. Darkness is darkness, but when light comes, it does not remain anywhere. Darkness totally disappears. Similarly, Maya totally disappears. The great basic element of nature, totally dependent on the matrix, and like darkness, which leaves no residue, the great basic elements of nature combine and constitute all objects, high and low, pure and impure. Though entertaining into combinations formed by them, these elements do not lose their elemental nature and take on the qualities found in the combination. So 5 elements, no? 24 cosmic principles they call are 5 elements. 5 elements remain always the 5 element. Combination, permutation, combination makes the whole universe. So I created this with the fundamental elements, which also their characteristics don't change. Though entering into the combination of formed by them, these elements do not lose their elemental nature, take on the qualities found in their combination. They can thus be said to be in their combination and also outside them at the same time. Just like that, I constitute these beings. In that same sense, I have entered them, but yet I have not entered them in the sense that my pristine entity is not affected by the nature and experiences of the combinations that make up the body of the change. So I create, but I don't, is exhausted. It is like, it is talking about Vivartavada. I created myself, it appears by my Maya. The whole universe is there with the element, 5 element, and that element is considered to be Maya. With that I created, but I am not exhausted with my creation. I remain the same. Without creation, I remain. With creation, I remain. But I appear to be attached, but I am not. I am separate. What a seeker after truth has to grasp is that the substance, capital, which persists always unaffected, though all its transformation has its various effects or forms, but suffers no diminution when all these effects or forms are eliminated in the causal condition. The Supreme Spirit is the ultimate substance. So this creation comes, that's why here the creation and destruction is in Hinduism is like the evolution and involution. Evolution, involution. It does not die. That's why it is called creation is also infinite. Individual person can realize God. For him, delusion goes away. But the cosmic play, suppose so many Brahmagyanis in Ramakrishna order, no? When they realize their wisdom, they are freed from all this. But we are still continuing. Some of this present who are now struggling will be illumined. But for the rest of the thing, the world will continue. So that's why it is called the creation is not one-time issue and destruction is one-time issue. It is constant evolution and involution. It goes back to the source of the 5 elements and comes out of, again manifest, again comes, again manifest. So this is the creation theory goes on. And it seems that I have created and I am finished with it. But I am never finished, I am detached and I am something different from that. So creator and creation, God does not exhaust himself in the creation. That is the point. God has become the world. This idea is wrong, because God is much more than this world. This is only one part of his mental expression. What he wished, eko aham bahushyama. I am alone, I will be many. That desire itself created all these things. By what? By the elements. You can say 5 elements, or you can say 24 cosmic principles also. But you retrace back, that will be 5 elements.
In Gita he said only 1/4.
What?
In Gita, Sri Krishna said that he is the 1/4 of this manifestation.
Ekangsena sthito jagat. This whole universe is only eko angsho, only one part, a limited part, one simple part. That means I am much more than that. That is the idea which is given, that is the core. That's why it says the Mahavishnu gives this instruction, what I read just now, contained in the 4 famous verses, which came to be considered as the sole of the Bhagavat under the name Chatusloki Bhagavata. This is soon followed in verse number 43 of the same 9th chapter with the statement that Brahma instructed his son Narada in the Bhagavata having 10 characteristics. So, in the same chapter, verse number 43, there we find that the Brahma himself is instructing the Narada, the son. Brahma's son is Narada, the sage Narada. He is instructing him about the creation. Now, from the end of chapter 4 to the end of chapter 9, he is giving a synopsis of the entire Skanda 2, second Skanda. The conversation is between Brahma and Narada. That means Brahma is instructing, Narada is listening, the son, and he became the illumined soul. And Sukha is only quoting this conversation. In this conversation, we get a brief statement of the cosmic theories and the theological doctrines of the Bhagavata, which are elaborated in later sections. This may be stated briefly as Mahavishnu. What are the points? Mahavishnu is the Supreme Being, and everything is an expression of his power or vibhuti. So, what it is mentioned in this chapter, at the end of the chapter, 4 to 9, there it says, this Mahavishnu, the Lord Narayana, is the Supreme Being. Because this is the Bhagavat book, here Narayana is everything. Brahma, Shiva, all will come to learn from him. That is the glory of these Puranas. When you read this Vishnu Purana, Vishnu is the great. Shiva Purana, Shiva is the everything, and everyone will have to learn from him, bow down to him. To create devotion in your Ishta Devata. That is the purpose. You are a lover of Krishna. So you do think he is the highest. Your devotion will grow. But that also brings some fanaticism also. But what he says, Mahavishnu is the Supreme Being, and everything you find in the whole universe is an expression of his power, Vishnu's power. That's the power or vibhuti. Vishnu's power or vibhuti or shakti. Time, karma, nature, these three form the combined creative force which starts the creative process. How creation starts? One important is time. In a particular time it happens. You can plan, but anything happens in a particular time. Time, karma, the action, and the nature form the combined creative forces which starts the creative process. The first aspect of creation, called the sarga or evolution of 24 categories from Mahatattva to bhutas or elements, is described as in some details. These elements cannot combine without the creative will of the Lord activizing them. These are all elemental things, no? The bricks, mortars, then steel, sand, etc. are ingredients. But ingredients cannot mix and make a house. You need a conscious entity behind, and that conscious entity, element cannot combine without the creative will. Someone has to say, I will make a house, or a mason will to be employed, or an engineer is to work on it. So some will force is necessary to use this element to make it a creation. Creative force, Lord. Subsequently, the cosmic shell is formed when the divine will penetrates the categories. As if these categories of elemental thing are there, and the divine will, God wills, and then they interact and start, and creation starts. That means the cosmic will of God is essential there. A short account of Visarga or secondary creation follows. Visarga or Brahma's creation consists in the formation of the 14 spheres. They are called 14 spheres, no? 7 tala, tala, bitala, they are hells, and 7 heavens, 14 planes. That all are created by Brahma's will. So that 14 spheres of the cosmic shell and the inhabitants of these spheres in the earth, how many billions and trillions of jivas are there. So this is also created. Plane is created and the inhabitants are created by spheres of species, devas, Devaloko, Asura Loko, Gandharva Loko, man, human, animal, bird, plants, etc. All these spheres together are conceived as the gross form of the Lord. All this type of thing is called the gross expression of Lord. Every important feature in it being identified with some one part of organ of the cosmic being. All powers, physical and biological, all species of being and their faculties are identified as expressions of the divine Vibhuti or God's splendor. And a location is found for each of them in the body or formation of the cosmic being. A total divinized conception of nature fit to meditation is given. That means, everything is God created Himself, agitated in His hand, which by His will this all creation has been done. So everything is divine. Look at the world as divine expression of God. The description of the divinity, divine play in nature is followed by an account of divine play among living beings. This consists in a brief description of Leela avatars or sportive divine descents. The list is in some respect different from the list of 24 given in the first Kanda. Krishna is not given any special grade, although his incarnation is treated as greater length. The description of creation and incarnations is concluded in with the significant statement. What is that? Oh dear one, I have in this description given you a brief account of the universal being, the first cause. There is nothing by nature of cause and effect beyond Hari. So cause is also Hari and effect is also Hari. He is the support of the cosmos. He is not involved or bound in it. This Vedantic philosophy is given. God creates, but He is not involved into it. By His presence, things happen. It is like that. The fire does not do anything. Fire only burns. It's nature. Keep it anywhere, it will burn. It will create heat and light. But in its presence, your rice, dal and everything being there get cooked. It makes a khichdi, it makes a soup, it makes a curry. But fire does not do anything. But fire presence is necessary. So this is the point. This God is only there and His will acted, and this entire creation, diverse creation of different names and forms and gods and angels, animals and beasts and plants and trees and mountains, everything are created by His will. The big people only will that will do, no? As much powerful person, if he says, we want this, say CEO of a company, he says, let this be started. That will start. Engineers will work out when what he wants. His subordinate engineers will start working. He does not have to, need not have to involve into everything. But his will is enough for creation. So God, Lord of the universe, Mahavishnu, by His will, everything is created. He tells Brahma, create. And then Brahma's power will work through others. And
God said, let there be light.
let there be light, and light came. This is the Bhagavata in which I was instructed by the Supreme Being. A brief account of the Lord's glories have been given in it. You may elaborate it, you may elucidate it in whatever way you think will be helpful to generate devotion in the minds of men for Him who is the support of all the universe. So who is this description of creation? Was given by the Vishnu, Mahavishnu, to Narada. And Narada has been asked, this is the main principle. Now you elaborate as much as you like so that people can get it and people can get into devotion and loving God, they can get out of the Maya. The second skanda thus contains most of the cosmological and theological doctrines of Bhagavatam. So this chapter is very, not that bhakti is very only love, cry and dance and sing. Yeah? A heavy Vedanta comes here. But Hare Krishna people will not talk about much here because it is too much Vedanta. Actually, the Bhagavad is very impartial, no? Jnana, karma, yoga, bhakti all combined together. But sometimes tough Vedanta comes there. And see, detached. How detached? You can poetically present it with a sweetness, something. But Vedantic realization will be the analytical part of it. It is detached, it does not do anything. Its presence, witness consciousness, sakshi, cheta, sakshi, cheta, kevalo, nirgunascha. And in its presence, all guna works. And it happens by the Maya Shakti, by the power, the will, divine. Here you are saying divine will. And in Vedanta, Maya. It is a Shakti to manifest this. There the fundamental elements are there. The elements, whose element? Element comes from where? Where there is no creation. There is a song, Brahmando chilona jakhon mundo mala kutha peli sadanando mai kali. Oh Mother Kali, where do you get mundo mala, the heads of skull, when there is no creation? That means that creation came from Him. So it is came, no, it is will, God willed and it happened. So the question is that actually creation is mere will, divine will, or a Vedantical Maya, no difference. And Upanishad says, Eko aham, I was alone and I am alone. Bahushyamo, I'll be many. And then Prajaya, and all creation happened instantly, split. That you also do when you go to sleep. In your dream, you don't say, let me dream. But when dream comes, instantly, boom. When you dream, that thus the creation comes little by little. Little one person is created, and then next the road is created, then the car is created, then too many cars in too many lanes and get jammed up, and then or some person is fighting with something. So little by little, inch by inch created in your dream. You create your dream when? Just you go to sleep and boom, at a time, whole scene comes. And the play goes on. And that play is sometimes fun, sometimes frightening, sometimes terrifying, sometimes joyful, sometimes miserable. So these experiences continue. It is like that in the cosmic plan of creation. God's plan is like that. That's a Vedantic perspective. This is a dream. As you dream night dream, God is dreaming. Because God is dreaming, it's created spontaneously. And we are all there in the will, as God willed. As you will in your dream, who will play in what role, who will say what. It's a very serious subject. You analyze your dream. When dream comes, and in the dream you see so many things. Who created all these people? Your mind. Is there any other person, any other entity? No. So your mind has become your enemy, your friend, concrete road, steel structures, beams, house, everything. Your mind has become. And you are also in between there. So this is whole play. Similarly, in the Brahma's creation, it is his dream. And there we are all just his will, how he wants. That's why Ramakrishna says, the leaf does not move without God's will. That's the divine will. It's a very, very philosophical and a very, in the Purana means talking the highest philosophy in a language ordinary people can grasp it. And they can somehow manage to understand the highest philosophy with much intense focus of devotion and get out of the Maya and get freedom. So, the 4 verses of Chatusloki referred to above state the basis of its metaphysics and devotional doctrines, namely the unity of all in the Supreme Satchidananda. But what is more, it can be guidance for the historical study of the text also. For what is nowadays taken by the pious devotees of the Bhagavata as a brief pre-statement of its doctrine is quite possibly the nucleus from which the Bhagavata developed in the hands of different editors. For example, it is seen that Narada is given clear sanction to elaborate it. The authorship also is transferred from Vyasa to Narada. No doubt, in the first skanda also, Narada and Vyasa are brought together, and it is from Narada that Vyasa gets this prompting to compose the Bhagavata. So this Bhagavata who composed is not the point. Nuclear points were there, and this was analytically exposed by Vyasa to Narada. Narada is giving to Vyasa. Like that, in different contexts, different people have been chosen to transmit that Bhagavata Dharma, the religion of the Bhagavat, for the good of the masses. But it is said that Vyasa got the material through meditation. Normally it is said Vyasadeva meditated and got all this concept. One can legitimately ask the question, why Narada, being the author, did not impart it directly to Vyasa in place of asking him to meditate. It is obviously an attempt to link an old tradition with a later development. It only means that someone under the name of Narada elaborated the text in the light of the existing devotional tradition. So there was a devotional tradition coming down from Brahma and others, and then he handed over. So Narada was given the responsibility to elaborate it, the Bhagavata, text light of the existing. And still later, more details were filled in by some others under the name Vyasa. So Narada is a Devarsi and Vyasa is a human personality. So it is transmitted from Deva, Brahma, Narayana and Brahma to coming to Narada, Narada to Vyasa. The lineage is come like that to elaborate more and more. That is the latest edition we are reading. It must be noted that sanction for elaboration is not heterodox. It is seen here that the Purana itself sanctions such elaboration as is found necessary for promotion of devotion. Always you get the fundamental point and you elaborate it. We do what we do in our talks and lectures. We take some points of the Upanishads or the Gita or the Bhagavad or Ramakrishna or Holy Mother, then you explain and elaborate those ideas. That is our lecture. So similarly, Bhagavat is the book which has come from Narayana, and the Brahma created that, and Brahma handed over that knowledge to Devarshi Narada. He is Devata and Rishi, God and Rishi, Narada. And Narada to Vyasa, who is a human, but extraordinary. And only Rishi.
Devata plus Rishi.
And he is Devata, only Devata. And beyond that is the only Satchidananda. So these are the way, so that this idea is preached among the in masses, so that they get into love and devotion. The high philosophy to catch is difficult. For the masses, they believe God is there, and it is sadhu is saying that's true. They have their faith and love, and by that they get quickly to the path of illumination. So it is seen here that the Purana itself sanctions such elaboration as is found necessary for promotion of devotion, the fundamental object of the Purana. Now this is the intro or prologue of this second skanda. We finished this first skanda. Now, Prathama about all this first chapter. So 1 is the book number, 2, 1.2, 2 is the skanda, and this is the chapter, first chapter. Ditiya skanda, Pratham chapter. So, sorry, I said the wrong thing. It should be Ditiya skanda, means book number 2, chapter number 1, and verse number 1. We'll read the verse number 1. What is the verse number 1? What one should do at the approach of death. Because that is the way this Bhagavat started, no? Parikshit was cursed that he will die within 7 days. So what one should do when such dire situation comes in life? Suppose if I know that I have only 5 days in life, intelligently, how shall I use the time? 5 days? Shall I go to chit-chat with somebody and friends, ha, who, and do? Or go on cleaning the room and sorting the papers and vouchers like that, shall I do? Or what shall I do? Hurry, I'll have to leave the body. Disconnection from the whole world. All people, all my friends, and all will go. What shall I do? Let me think of God. No? So that is the chapter starts here. The very what one should do at the approach of death, that has been elaborated in verse number 1 to 25. Second book, verse 1, chapter 1, 1 to 25. So what it says? Sri Shuka Vach, the Shukadev said. What he said? Buryane Shati Prasna Krito Loka Hito Nipa. Oh, king, you have put a very excellent question. It is beneficial to the world. It is not for your good. Who is the king? Parikshit. So here, Shukadev, because the question ended in the last chapter, Shukadev came and the king stood up with all honor and humility and prostrated before Shukadeva and asked, I have this condition, or few days, what shall I do? What shall I think of it? What 7 days, how shall I spend my time? I don't want to talk about anything else, but that talk about that Krishna, the Lord, the Narayana, tell about his stories. This is a real serious thing to understand. People don't get the message. We do that as if we think we will be living forever here. So what to do when death knocks at your door? Non atmo bit sangmata pungshang shrotobhyadi suja para. All great men will approve of it, and it will provide men with much devotional material fit for hearing. It is a question is appreciating the question of the king. And Sukadev says, I appreciate your question. That, and it will help you and also benefit others who will listen, as we are listening now. Second verse. Srotavyadini rajendro ninang santi sahasrasa apashyati atmatattam ta atmatattam griheshu grihomedhinam. For men who do not know the Atman, and therefore naturally know the Atman, they don't know the Atman, naturally they know the body, mind and the world. That means they are attached to this body, mind, etc. The people who do not know the Atman, for men who do not know the Atman, and are therefore attached to their homes and affairs connected with it, there are hundreds of things to hear about on worldly matters, which however are alien to men of spiritual inclination. There are many people are dying. That time they are talking about how much is the bank balance is there, how much is this, who will get what, and distribution of the money. And last moment you take this, you take that. They will take themselves. See, you go. You are going now, think of God. But that normally does not happen. People even get involved into this. So for devotional, for men who do not have Atman, do not love God, do not want thought that there is an eternal entity, and are therefore attached, naturally they are attached to their home and their affairs connected with the home, building, house, land, property, etc., etc. There are hundreds of things to hear about on worldly matters. They will be rather interested, even last breath, hearing about other things and solving the problem of the world. Even then, they spend their nights, that is half of their whole lifespan, in sleep and sexual enjoyments. While, O king, their daytime is devoted to earning wealth and managing their household affairs. What a reality, eh? These are eternal principles, no? Ordinary people, those who have no higher life's goal, what they do? Their life goes on like that, daytime working like a horse. No rest. Because you have to earn money, they will give money. You would go, everyone ask, Mama, nowadays they are making me work harder than ever. No office, nothing, but no private time. They can call any time, they can give you work. You have to finish now, within half an hour give it, because you are at home. So, work. No? So daytime goes like that. Night times either you sleep or some little fun and joy. So they say, Nidraya hriyate naktam. Night time, nakta means night time. Nidraya hriyate. Our sleep takes away whole chunk of our night. Nidraya vyavayane cha vavayo. And also the sense enjoyment and other fun. Or disease. Whole night goes, if I am sick, what will happen? Whole night will go, and the pain and agony is to suffer alone. Night time goes, some night goes away like either sleep or enjoyment or suffering. Physical ailment and anxieties, worries, they take away. And daytime, push, work. So, Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena cha diva cha arthe haya rajan kutumba bharanena va. Friends, relatives, people spend time, day and night. Then O king, their daytime is devoted to earning wealth, managing their household affairs, and they spend their nights in this way. Though his body, his children, wife, wealth, and other appurtenances of the physical life are found to perish, man fails to perceive their perishable nature as also of himself, owing to attachment and infatuation caused by it. Is it Bhakti book? Are you reading Bhakti, Bhagavat? Are you reading Vedanta Sara? What is this book? So people really, that's why be very honest to understand. Scriptures are scriptures. They give the truth, uncompromising truth. You may be feeling these too harsh words they are talking, but look at life. Life is like that. That is the way our time goes, our life goes, our energy goes, and one day we find that death is knocking at the door. So, though his body, his children, family, wealth, and other appurtenances of his physical life are found to perish, man, though everything perishes. I love someone, he goes away, no? I create something that gets destroyed. With much effort, I build something, company. Some evil people enter into it and destroys. So these things happening every day. Man fails still to perceive their perishable nature. All will perish, including you. You will be perishing. This body will be perished, owing to attachment and infatuation caused by it. And this attachment will bring pain. Infatuation is made to live miserable life. Teshang pramatta nidhanang pasyannapi na pasyati. Though it is sin, they we see, but we don't see it. Seeing even, we don't see it. 5th verse. Tasmat bharata sarvatma bhagavan haririsharaha srutabhyo kirtitavyascha smartavyascha se cha ichchata bhayam. It's very beautiful. Therefore, under this context, O king, you are not like them. But you, O Bharata, O great, therefore, it's called the scion of Bharata's line, Sarvatma Bhagavan Haririshara. Think of Ishara, Hari, the Lord, Hari, the Ishara, God, Lord, Ishara, all-pervading Spirit and omnipresent Lord of all is to be heard about. Listen about Him, His praises, and remembered always by those who want to attain the state of fearlessness. So, those who want to attain the state of fearlessness, they should engage their time constantly in listening to the glories of the Lord, on the majesty of the Lord's play. Keep the mind in God. That should be the only task before a serious student who understands life is what? Life is this, and it is going to what it can present to me. So he says, beautiful verse Sanskrit, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma. Therefore, O Bharata, O great king in India, Bharat Varsha, Bharata's son also, Bharata. Sarvatma Bhagavan who is the Atma, the source of all created being, Hari, he is called Lord Hari, he is called Ishvara, the Creator God. Srutabha, you have to listen all the time His glories. Kirtitavyasya, your speech should talk about God. Kirtitavyasya, smartabha, your mind should meditate on the divine play. So think of ours is very easy. The other day Ramakrishna lived. Yeah, you think of him, talk about him, meditate about him, reflect upon the divine play. That is the idea. Etavan sankha yogabhyam sadharma purinishthaya Janma labho para pungsham ante narayana smriti. For all spiritual aspirants, whether they follow the method of intelligent self-analysis, that means path of jnana, or path of action, karma, consisting in this discharge of duties without attachment, the ultimate object is the attainment of the birth, entirely devoted to Him and ending with full remembrance of Him. So you follow the path of jnana. This Bhagavad is saying, no? It is not I am creating anything. So jnana, bhakti, where is the difference? Why people don't understand this philosophy? Because of their attachment to their own idiosyncrasies, to a particular ideology. But Bhagavad does not say that. You can follow the path of jnana, you can follow the karma, or this bhakti. So the object is, what is the object of all karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, bhakti yoga? Is the attainment of the birth entirely devoted to Him. You are born from childhood, you should devote for thinking of God, speaking about God, listening about God, meditating about God, reflecting on the glories of the Lord, to spend that way. Your work will go on, but you can think this way, your work is, you are serving God. So this spiritual attitude should be there. O King, even many ascetics who have gone beyond the life of adherence to Vedic commandments and prohibitions are established in the attributeless absolute, are seen to take delight in singing the praise of the Lord's excellences. Etavan prayeno munayo rajan nivritta vidhishedanam. It has been seen that many people, or muni, many people who are the sages, they become sage, they nivritya vidhinishedana, getting beyond all the do's and don'ts, nirgunastha, they become nirguna. They got a state of beyond all gunas. They ramantesma gunanukatane hari. They find joy in repeating the holy name and the glories, listening to the glories. That's why our many sadhus at their old age, they found that Mahagyani, Swami Turiyananda, he used to listen to this Bhagavat. He was very endearing. I know that Swami Tirthananda was our teacher in the training center. Vedanta, this, that. But when he got his matured state, he is reading this Bhagavat, Bhakti Katha, Hari Katha, the devotional relationship with God and hearing about the glories of God. Because mind cannot stay in the nirguna tattva for a long time. So it is better to come down and they live in the glory of God. So, O King, even many ascetics who have gone beyond the life of adherence to Vedic commandments, they are on prohibitions. They have gone beyond the do's and don'ts of the Vedic religion, no? These people, attributeless, establish them in the attributeless Brahman, are seen to find delight, take delight in singing the glories and the praise of the Lord's excellence. Towards the close of the Dwapara Yuga, Dwapara Yuga is Krishna's period, when Krishna left the body. I learned this Bhagavata Purana equal to the Veda of greatness from my father Vyasa. Sukadeva is saying, no? When I was born, at the end, Krishna is passed away. So I learned this knowledge of Krishna and his divine glory from my father, the Vyasa. So, O royal sage Parikshit, you, though I was established in the attributeless absolute, you know Sukadeva is who? Sukadeva was born when no Maya. That means he is born as a Brahmagyani, born as detached person. Has no attachment for anything in the world. And is established in non-dual Vedanta. So though I was established in that attributeless absolute, my mind was spellbound by the Lord's playful doings. And I learned this Bhagavata, which deals with that subject. My father told me, and I got interested into it. You are dear to the Lord, therefore I shall expound this Bhagavat to you. O Parikshit, you are very dear, you are very pure, and your days are only numbered, 7 days you are in the world. So I will speak to you this Bhagavata. Those who have a strong faith in this text will soon attain to endearing love of the Lord. So, who will be good heart, they will get devotion from it. Tavoham te vihassami mahapaurishiko bhavan jasya saddadhanam asu swan mukunde mati sato. That the Mukunda means Bhagavan, Krishna, so that your devotion goes to the Lord. So I will tell you. That means very, very beautiful. This is Jnana and Bhakti. Bhagavad is a book which is a mixture of Jnana and Bhakti. Go Jnana Bhakti Sammilan. So today is April. What April?
12 April.
Oma. Now the question has come. The question says, so we end here our reading, now we go for the question. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Now the question, when Vishnu says this is my Maya, that is just like the Shakti of Shiva, right? Oh, Shakti of Shiva, right? Is then the term Maha Vishnu Maya the same as Swatantraya Shakti? Yeah, these are all same language, is different. Vaishnava language will say one thing, Vedanta language will talk about the same thing, but we understand the principle, then it is same. Actually, these are all different expressions to make us understand that truth. Second question, can a human travel to the subtle realms while embodied? For instance, if a musician is deeply inspired and playing his veena, is he in the Gandharva Loka at this time, or can only Gandharvas be there? No. I think, I do not know, but I think the musicians who get really absorbed in great music, they live in that moment in the Gandharva Loka, because they don't know. Those are really absorbed in their music so deeply. Their body, we see that, and they are playing the sura, but they are not outside. They will see the Ali Akbar and others, great musicians, we found that they are so much withdrawn inside. They don't care who is there, what is there going on. I think, yes, they will be Gandharvas. Gandharvas are those who, this type of people die, so where they will go? They will naturally go to a place where similar such atmosphere is there, no? So, that's why after that they are in the subtle body, remain there. That's the Gandharva Loka. So, here the mind also remains in that plane. So, it is called Gandharva Loka. In Pratyabhigna Hridaya Sutra, Sechaya Svavitau Vishwam Unmilayati. Here, city actually becomes as the tattvas. Is that still Vivartavada? Vivartavad is the Vedantic way of explaining, as we read today. Even Bhagavan creates this, but he is detached from the creation. We just read that he creates this universe, not like us, with any attachment. Seeing that the will comes, and the creation comes, and creation withdraws and goes, but he remains detached. So you can think that these are Vivartavada, but I would suggest to compare two philosophies into one. I am not very expert in Vaishnava philosophy, so my statement may not be very correct. But I would say better to understand Vivartavada as a Vedantic philosophy, and then as what Shakti, God's will in this Bhaktivad. That will be much easy, though ultimately they can be reconciled. Okay? Do rishis like Vyasa, Shuka, Patanjali came on earth just to teach? They don't have to do any karma for liberation? Oh, they are already liberated. That's why they only teach. Rishis like Vyasa, Shuka, Patanjali, they came on earth just to teach. They are called the Adhikarika Purusha. They may practice also a little bit. Ramakrishna came. God himself appeared. Christ came. But still, we find that Christ is spending some time in solitude. Totally not known. That period we don't know. After the age of 18 or what? 14, no? 14 to certain period, about 12 years or more. We do not know, and some say that he practiced austerity and tremendous spiritual discipline. Buddha, God being God, he has to do austerity to show us that it is to be earned by your spiritual practice. But they are not like us. They have extraordinary power. They are called Adhikarika Purusha. Or in our gospel we can find that they are Ishvara Koti. They are called Ishvara Kotis. But the special category of people, their purpose is only to come to teach us the humanity, so that we can follow their path. And they have no karma. Normally we believe that they have no karma of their own, but karma, of course you can say, otherwise why they come? Their karma is to teach others, that is their karma. Everyone comes for a definite type of work, no. But they come to teach others, to elevate others' mind to God consciousness. So, okay. So thank you all, and we'll meet you again at 7:30 in our class, which is called Shanti Gita. Jai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.